back to computer class. We were learning our third chapter, parts of a computer. Hmm? And we have studied two parts, that monitor and CPU. We have studied last class. Do you remember all those things? Also, we have learned 8 new words. You wrote and studied? Yes or no? Yes. Very good. So, today we are going to learn the other two parts of a computer. What are they? Keyboard and mouse. Can you identify keyboard and mouse? Yes, ma'am will show you. This is the keyboard and this is the mouse. We use keyboard to type something and we use mouse to point something, isn't it? Mouse is a pointing device. As we move the mouse, a mouse pointer will be there on the monitor, will also move, and we can click on this mouse, isn't it? Using this mouse, you can draw pictures, you can play games and all. So today we are going to study this keyboard and mouse in detail. Okay, are you ready? Let's start.
In our last class, we have studied that computer is also has many parts like our body. Our body has many parts like eyes, ears, nose, hands, like that. Computer also has many parts, and we have discussed mainly 4 parts, isn't it? What were they? 4 parts. Mainly 4 parts are there for a computer. First one, it is a monitor. Second one, CPU. Then third one, keyboard. And fourth one is a mouse. Hmm? Can you identify this picture? This is the picture of a desktop. And you can see monitor over here. Then CPU, keyboard and mouse. Last class we have studied about monitor and CPU. Once again we will revise those 2 parts and we will be studying keyboard and mouse today. Okay, are you ready? So first one is the monitor. We have studied already. Okay, monitor looks like a television screen, isn't it? You can see the picture of a monitor here and it looks like a television screen. Then whatever the computer is doing, we can see it through this monitor, isn't it? Yes. So through this monitor, we can see what the computer is doing. And it is also called as visual display unit. Visual display unit. And we use this monitor to watch movies, to watch our cartoons, watch all the things that a computer is doing. Next, we have studied about CPU box. It looks like a box. And inside the CPU box, one unit is there. That is the brain of the computer. What is that? CPU. Yes. Inside this box, we can find a unit called CPU. And CPU is the brain of the computer. What is the full form of CPU? Yes, Central Processing Unit. Did you study the spellings? Man has given last class new words. Central Processing Unit. Okay. Then, as our brain, this CPU controls the whole computer because it is the brain of the computer. So it controls all the activities which is done by the computer. Okay. And uh, the third part we are going to study is the keyboard. Can you see a picture here? Yes, this is the picture of a keyboard. Have you ever seen a keyboard? If you were in school, ma'am would have shown this keyboard to you. In our class, with the smart board, we have keyboard there, right? Yes. See, look at this keyboard. There are lots of keys, isn't it? There are lots of keys on a keyboard. These are small, small buttons, isn't it? Small, small buttons are there, and these small buttons are called keys. What is this buttons are called? Keys. On the keyboard, there are many keys. See, these all are small, small keys. What is the spelling of keys? K, E, Y, S. Keys. See, on some keys, we can see alphabets, English alphabets. A, S, D, F, G, like that alphabets we can see on some of these keys. And here you can see number keys, isn't it? Numbers are written on those keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number keys are there, isn't it? So like this, lots of keys are there on a keyboard. Okay, and what is this buttons are called? Keys. And for what we are using this keyboard? To type. Very good. We are using this keyboard to type. To type letters, numbers. How can we type? By just pressing on the keyboard button, isn't it? By just pressing on the keys, we can type. So once again, we will see the points that we have studied about a keyboard. Keyboard, it has many small buttons called keys. And it has many types of keys. Many types of keys are there, isn't it? It helps you to give commands to a computer. What is meant by commands? This is a new word to you. Command. What is the spelling? Commands. Here is that word. Command. 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 What is meant by command? Command is the instruction that we are giving to a computer. Sometimes teachers will be giving you some instruction. How to write a notebook, how to study, how to sit, how to behave. These are some instructions your teachers used to give you, isn't it? Like that, we can give instructions to the computer. Hmm? Whatever we are telling to a computer to do, that is the instruction. Last class ma'am has taught you how we can communicate to a computer, how can we talk to a computer. You can go in front of a computer and tell like this, computer, I need a drawing. Like that we can talk to a computer? No, because computer can't hear. Computer cannot hear us, isn't it? Computer is not having ears. Then how can we talk to a computer? Yes, by typing and by using mouse. We can talk to a computer. We can give instructions to a computer using keyboard and mouse. Because computer is not having ears, isn't it? So when you want to say something to computer, you need to type, or else you need to use your mouse. So, keyboard and mouse are used to give instructions to the computer. That is called giving commands. You understood? Yes. It helps you to give commands to a computer. both this keyboard and mouse, both keyboard and mouse are used to give commands. Used to give commands. Say after me. Keyboard and mouse are used to give commands. What is the spelling of commands? COMMANDS. Commands are the instructions that you are giving to a computer. Okay, so you can type any letter or number by pressing these keys. Shall we move on to the next part? That is mouse. You saw the picture. With your palm, you can hold the mouse. This is the picture of a mouse. It also helps to give commands to a computer. Ma'am has already told you both keyboard and mouse are used to give commands. Commands means the instructions that we are giving to a computer. It has 2 or 3 buttons on it. Can you see buttons? See, in this picture you can see a mouse with 3 buttons. One left button, right button, and in the middle one scroll button is also there. So this is a 3 button mouse. Some other mouses are there with 2 buttons. Okay. So usually a mouse is having 2 or 3 buttons. You can click on this button, right? You can click on this mouse buttons. You draw pictures using a mouse. How can you draw pictures? Yes, using this mouse, you can draw pictures. And also you can play games using a mouse. Using this mouse, you can draw pictures and you can also play games. Once again, you listen. Keyboard and mouse both are using to give commands to a computer. Both are using to talk to a computer. If you want to say something to a computer, you need keyboard or mouse. Both are using to give commands. What is the spelling of commands? COMMANDS. Yes. And keyboard is having lots of keys. Lots of buttons are there and those buttons are called keys. And this mouse is also has 2 or 3 buttons. How many buttons are there in a mouse? 2 or 3. But keyboard is having many keys. Many buttons are there. Isn't it? Yes. So did you understand these 2 parts? Keyboard and mouse. Shall we move on to the next slide? Okay. See, these are some new words. We have already studied 8 new words last class. Parts, computer, monitor, CPU box, central, processing, unit, brain. These 8 words ma'am has already given. Did you study? Did you study? Yes, very good. So you have to study these new words. Okay. So today ma'am will be giving another 4 new words. What are they? Keyboard, type, mouse, commands. What are they? Keyboard, type, mouse, commands. Okay. So repeat after me. KEYBOARD. 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 Then type. 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 Yes. The next word. Mouse. 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 Then the last word, commands. 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 Write 10 times and study these words. So here comes the quiz time. So ma'am is going to ask you questions. You all get ready. Okay. So today our first question. Already 3 questions we have discussed last class. So this is our fourth question from today's portion. Hmm? Fourth question it is, keyboard has many small buttons called dash. What are those small buttons called? Yes, keys. Very good. Keys. 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 Those small buttons are called keys. Then the next question. Mouse has 2 or 3 dash on it. Mouse has 2 or 3 buttons. Yes, 2 or 3 buttons are there on a mouse. Buttons. Buttons. Okay, very good. Next question. Keyboard and mouse are used to give dash to a computer. Keyboard and mouse are used to give commands. Commands to a computer. Commands. Now, children, you take your textbook. Do you have your textbook with you? Page number 21. We are going to do the exercises. See, one small portion was there in your textbook, page number 20, that we will study in the next class. Okay, before that, we can do this exercises. Page number 21, exercises, section A. Picture quiz. Picture quiz. Okay, let me read the question first. Identify the part of a computer used to give commands. Used to give commands. Commands means the instruction that you are giving to a computer. That is the command. Okay, you tell me which is the part that you are using to give commands. Mouse, and this one is the CPU. CPU, and this one is the monitor. Which is the answer? Yes, mouse. We have already learned keyboard and mouse are used to give commands. So here mouse is there. So you can put a tick mark here. Then the second question. Identify the picture of the brain of a computer. Brain of a computer. What is the brain of a computer? CPU. So this is the picture of a CPU, okay? This is keyboard and this is a monitor. CPU. CPU is the brain of a computer. So you can put a tick mark here. The next one, match the following. What is this? First one, it is a keyboard. Okay. So for what the keyboard is used, you have to tell me. Okay. Option A is present inside the CPU box. Option B shows what the computer is doing for you. C types numbers and letters into the computer. D helps you to draw pictures. Which one is the correct answer? Keyboard? Yes, keyboard types numbers and letters. Yes, keyboard is used to type numbers and letters into the computer. Option C. Okay, have you completed? Second one, it is a CPU. Is present inside the CPU box. Option A is the answer. Is present inside the CPU box. And this is a mouse. Third question, it is a picture of a mouse. Yes, mouse helps you to draw pictures. Mouse helps you to draw pictures. Then the last one, it is a monitor. Monitor shows what the computer is doing for you. Option B is the answer. So have you completed it? Yes. Keyboard, it is used to type. Then CPU is present inside the CPU box. Then mouse helps us to draw pictures. Then the monitor, it shows what the computer is doing for you. Okay. Shall we go to the next page, page number 22. Take your next page. Okay. Section C. Identify the parts of a computer shown below and write their names. Write their names. Identify these parts. It is animated pictures. Okay. First one, it is a CPU box. See, some letters are given here. You have to fill it. So, ma'am will write here CPU box. Box. What is the spelling of a box? B-O-X box. CPU box. And what is this picture? Keyboard. What is the spelling of keyboard? Keyboard. Okay, ma'am will fill this. You have to follow me. Keyboard. A-R-D. Keyboard. Complete it. Okay. And the third one, it is a monitor. M-O-N-I-T-O-R. Monitor. See the spellings? CPU box, keyboard, then monitor. Okay. So section B, answer the following. These question answers ma'am will give you in your notebook. Okay. So now we will just discuss these answers. What are commands? First question, it is, what are commands? The instructions that we are giving to a computer. What are commands? Instructions we are giving to a computer. Next question, write 2 lines about CPU. It's very easy. Write 2 lines about CPU. Yes, CPU is the brain of the computer. CPU is the brain of computer. Then any other thing? Yes, CPU full form you can write. Central Processing Unit. The full form of CPU, it is Central Processing Unit. Okay, down to that, one activity is there. Fun zone. It's very interesting. It is to color this picture. Okay, join the dots and complete the picture. You can join these dots and complete this picture. Color the different parts of the computer with the following colors. Keyboard, yellow color. CPU box, blue. Monitor, red. Mouse, green. All of you have to complete this activity. So with this, ma'am is winding up today's class. Thank you.